the ZTE Blade Zmax versus Stylo 3 Plus. So, personally, someone didn't recommend or didn't ask for this video specifically. They asked for a different video on this Zmax Pro, and I definitely don't have the phone anymore right now just because I don't have it anymore because I gave it away. So I'm just going to do it. I told them I'd do it on the Blade Zmax and the Stylo 3 Plus. So here it is for you because we're going to start off now. So the Blade Zmax, as you can see, is on the right side, and the Stylo 3 Plus is on the right side. Just want to make that clear for people that won't know the difference too well. So the Blade Zmax has 2 GB of RAM, 32 GB of storage, with the 256 GB up to insertable micro SD card. Has a plastic design with a rubber-ish back to it. So this back is a little bit rubberized. And also it has a 1080p 6-inch diagonal, is always measured like that diagonally, 6-inch display with a 16 megapixel on the back main camera for the sensor. And then the secondary sensor, which I think is, that's the 2 megapixel sensor, which is there just to capture the quality, the detail, the image, which I can say is 100% true, because when I cover it up, I do see differences. Some people say they don't see any differences, but I see differences in general. And then for the front, you have your 5 megapixel shooter, and then you have your 1.5 gigahertz quad-core Snapdragon 435 processor with a 4080 mAh battery. And this is slim for 4080 mAh. Look at this. For 4080 mAh, this is slim. Like, compared to other phones, I think this is actually slim. And it has USB-C quick charge capable. Doesn't come with quick charge in the box. It has Android 7.1.1 built in and a fingerprint sensor. The LG Stylo 3 Plus has 2 GB of RAM, 32 gigs of storage, a plastic design that doesn't feel plastic. This feels like a little bit fake metal. As you can see, it looks a little fake, but at the same time, it is definitely not metal. It is plastic, and you can tell it's plastic, but it feels premium also, along with this one feeling premium. And then you have your 5.7 1080p diagonal again display, both looking just as vibrant in my opinion. And it has a 13 megapixel single shooter in the middle with its flash, and then there on the front is a 5 megapixel camera. And then you have a 1.4 gigahertz octa-core Snapdragon 435 processor, a 3080 mAh removable battery, so I can literally just take it out, and uses the LG V30. I mentioned this later on in the video. It uses the LG V30's battery. I mean V20, so if you really want to, you can just go online and look replaceable LG V20 batteries and you're good. This also is a cost-saving measure for LG's part, because why take a battery that you don't need to replace? And then it has micro USB quick charge, and quick charge is included in the box. It is a 1.8 amp charger. It says quick charge on it. It has Android 7.1.1. It has up to a 256 gigabyte micro SD card insertable, and it has a fingerprint sensor. So for performance-wise, for the amount of time that I have been using these devices, I have not noticed any major slowdowns or any real slowdowns, other than just using your device normally and just getting those standard slowdowns that you'll get with 2 gigs of RAM if you overload the CPU, the RAM and stuff. And they are both noticeably fast, and you won't notice any slowdowns unless you compare both these phones side by side, which I'm doing. So that's the only time you'll actually notice the real slowdown, so it's up to you depending on what you want. Now, the apps I have used all open up fast, and the camera performed well and opened up fast and snapped pictures really quickly. Now, I'm going to unlock the phone. As you can see, they're both really fast. Apparently that opened up a tweet for some reason. But what I am going to do is I'm going to go over here. I usually just do Geekbench, because why do the Antutu and stuff? If Geekbench is high enough, that means your CPU can run. So I'm going to click History. I'm going to click it. So these are the 2 scores. So you have a score of, on the Stylo, you have a 632 of single score and 2542 of multi-core, and then the oh my gosh, there we go. Then the Blade Zmax has a 694 and a 2608. So this is faster. It has a little bit higher base clock. Has architecture 8. I think that means something. And then the base frequency, there's 2 clusters for some reason. But for what it's worth, it has a higher clock frequency, so it's faster. And they're both getting the same notifications too. So the next topic may make it or break it for some people, and that is the screens. Either it's good or it's bad, and it make you not want to buy the phone. So this one's running an AMOLED display. I think it's AMOLED. It's some sort of OLED, I think, because it didn't have any light bleed when it was always on display, versus this one that did have a light bleed. So for what it's worth, this one is IPS. It still looks vibrant. You can see they're both looking extremely crisp with nothing wrong, and you can see the blacks look beautiful on this phone. Just always on displays will have that light bleed. And I mean, there is no need to. They both have like vibrant 1080p displays. Since using them both, I never saw an issue with them. I never saw any real blue tint. Even looking at it from like the top of my end, looking at it from different directions, I don't see a blue tint. It's just not present on this display. And I just love them both. And someday I wish I could carry both phones with me just for the screens. And they're vibrant and clear. They look beautiful, and this is something I would watch a YouTube video on. Like, I wish I can carry them both. But they're not unlocked yet, and I don't have any software. I don't have any SIM cards that can go in it right now because my SIM cards are all in different phones that I'm using right now. So that's why. Now the speakers on these phones are both rear firing. So I'm going to lock this phone where the power button's on the back and this one's on the side. And as you can see, if I flip this over, you do see that rear firing speaker. Now the Blade X, I think they call it, has a bottom firing speaker like the newest one. You can see over here it has this. So the newest ZTE device does come with a bottom firing speaker, which is a little better, but at the same time, you can cover it up. So I sort of prefer this better depending on how it sounds. And I'm just going to unlock these, and I'm going to play a YouTube video. Or not a YouTube video, I'm going to play some music that I loaded onto both of these devices. So they both do have their own music player here. So what I will do is I'll load up the music app here, and then I will load up the music app here. Now I'm going to play in all songs the first C to load this up. Will I cry? Will I leave behind broken and crumbled signs? I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, so that's that one. This one does feel a little louder. Okay, now I'm going to play another song here, so I'll go back into both of these, and I will play this song now. Definitely a little bit more of the treble on this one. So now I'm going to go over here. Yeah, bass here on this one. Okay. So for me personally, I like this one's a little bassier in my opinion. I can always go to different songs if I really needed to. Okay. Okay. Where is it? Right over here. Okay. I just played this one. Yeah, for sure this one is a little clearer with word-wise. I think so in my opinion. And now another topic is design. So, how do these phones look on the outside? This one is a lot more noticeable with the that bezel, while as you can see it is a lot more noticeable. It has like a silver finish to it. I'll carry on with this a little later. It has more of a brushed aluminum backing, but if I take it off, if I take it off, you can see it is a flexible plastic, and then you get your insides. You get NFC in this phone too, which I love. That's why another reason why I want to carry it around. But you get that, and you get your design over here. You get all that. Then you get your iconic power slash fingerprint sensor. Well, this one you get more of a ZTE. I like this one a little better. Makes it easier to grip versus almost I feel when I go like this. What the heck is happening? Oh my gosh. I think I may have moved the could have moved the back of this phone a little bit. I'll worry about that later. But I feel over here that I'm going to be not dropping this as much, going like this. Doing some just like basic, oh my gosh, this one, oh my gosh. It should, let me go like this. Yeah, this one definitely feels like it may fall a little bit faster. And then they both have like this sort of same bottoms to it, a little bit different though, in terms of everything. Almost the same technically, and then the tops are technically almost the same again. Then the sides aren't. This one has that over here. This one's in the back over here. And then they both have SD card slots, blah, blah, blah. I mentioned that this one you can double click. And now, so they really are something that you have to get used to. I don't know if you will get used to some of the fingerprint sensor built into that button there. I think this one feels a little more premium with that, into that regards. But that is just my opinion here. You can take it any way you want to. So comment down below what you think of the designs. Maybe you think they're good. Maybe you think they're bad. And now, I think the removable back is something nice. So here's something that I wish a phone had. The ZTE look with the removable back, NFC, what else? And that's really it. That's really all I care about. I don't have much more preferences than that. And I would like to have a fast charger cable included in the box and everything instead of having to buy your own separate. Like this one does automatically and this one doesn't for some reason. Whatever, it's ZTE's decision. So now the differences are, there are some big differences. The camera, the button placement screen, and the look and feel. They both run Android 7.1.1, but they both have different looks to their software. So if I unlock this, you can see they both have sort of the same looks right away. You swipe up, this one has more stock. This one is swiped to the side, as you can see. And when you go into the settings on both of these, or even swipe down, this one's white, while this one keeps with the interface. So I click up here. As you can see, this one has its own iconic thing, which I really don't think they should do anymore. List view, I never have it on that. I should always have it on list view. But when you go like this, you can click it, you can put it back into tab view because that's what most people are going to keep it on, and that's that. So they also both have different software features too. The LG, I said I was going to attach on this more. So literally what you do is you go like this, and you get your Samsung-esque pen. Now there aren't as many buttons, but what you can do is you can do Pop Memo Capture plus GIF Capture, Pop Lens, and Pop Scanner. So it won't work on any other phone. But what happens is you can press this, you can move it around, or what you can do is, you know how Samsung does their write a memo when you turn on the phone? There. Check, blah, blah, blah. So let's just go home, place finger to unlock. You can do everything you want to do, and you can add stuff, so you can literally tap and hold, I think. I'm not really sure. Yeah, tap and hold, and you can customize this thing. Or you can just do this. You can do a lot of stuff, and you can see your recent little scribbles on the screen. So it definitely cannot run other phones. And then you just put it back in, and it shows it was put back in. And then there also is an option in here to detect if it was on or off, or in or out, if you move around and they realize you're moving. But that's really that. So, other than that, the ZTE has a more close to stock Android, which I like. Has a more close to stock versus this one, which comes weirdly out of the box. For some reason, I hate the way they do their software out of the box. People don't want iPhone-esque style. If they really wanted that, they buy a Huawei device. Like, for real, I personally don't think LG should do this in their device. But from what I've seen, though, they both perform well with the software they run. Like, they've both been optimized well for their software, so that's a plus for them. Now, for the batteries on this device, they both are awesome. The Blade Zmax has a non-removable 4,080 milliamp hour battery, which can last me 2 days of low usage, and with moderate usage, I can get a day and a half. So the Stylo 3 Plus has a 3,080 removable battery. Uses the same battery as the LG V20, as I said earlier, so if you do want to replace it, or just have extra batteries, just eBay, Amazon, OEM, whatever you want to have. Or if you're coming from an LG V20 to this, just because you want to save more money on a new phone, use the battery from it. You can even use it as
I don't know that one.
You can even use it as an extra charger. So, the phone lasts me 1 day of usage with power saving working excellently, and I love both these batteries, but it's up to you to decide on which one, decide on this case. So comment down below what you think is better, and if you really want to, I'm not going to take the battery out, but if you really want to, boom, swap the battery out. You can get 2 days out of this technically. I say still 1 out of a battery because you're not, you're swapping batteries, so you're not using the same battery. But if you really want to call it usage-wise, I say you can get one day of usage out of the stock battery. Now, the cameras on these are both really different. The Blade Zmax has a dual camera setup. As I said, the main camera is 16 with a 2 megapixel camera, secondary camera with dual LED flash, not dual tone, just dual LED flash, and then the front megapixel, 5 megapixel camera. They both have 5 megapixel cameras, and both are excellent. So what this can do is it can do bokeh effects, so you can get the portrait mode. And it also has a cool monochrome feature. It takes colors out of the photo and makes one pop. So if I unlock this and I go into the camera, I can load up, click dual, and what I can do is I can do monocolor. So what I can do is I can click blue, and what I can do is I can make out of everything around me, I can make my shirt, so you can see it's blue, I can make my shirt pop out. Or I can do red, and I can make the background pop out. Or I can do green, and I can make whatever is green pop out. And then you click monocolor, you can do portrait and bokeh, so I can do bokeh. As you see, it definitely does blur out the background. While this one doesn't really do that. This one doesn't have that. This LG, it's just a standard 13 megapixel sensor. And if you go close enough, like all their other ones, the LG Aristo and the Stylo and the whatchamacallit, the K20, the K20 Plus V, whatever version it is that you're running, all has the same camera in it. So, I mean, it's not really an upgrade from a cheaper model, which is ridiculous. So, the front cameras are awesome. They look just as good as I said. As again I said, the Stylo 3 Plus is nothing out of the ordinary. And the front camera's good, taking good shots in low light. So, conclusion time. They're both awesome phones. They're both great and fast. They both look different and also offer different features. The Stylo 3 Plus is a stylus, and the ZTE has a bright, big screen. The cameras on the Blade, ZTE Blade Zmax, would have some people say it's a gimmick, but I love it. The battery on the Blade is what people call wow, but the Stylo 3 Plus is removable. Some people choose it for that. All in all, they were both great phones, but if I were to choose a phone, I would take the Blade Zmax. Otherwise, comment down below what you think, on what phone you would take and why. Please rate, comment, and subscribe if that button is red. Make sure to hit that bell icon and enjoy the rest of your day.